Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Folks, the time has come for us to take a look at Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is the official trailer from Netflix. My fingers are crossed.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Fire Nation is embarked on a dark path. And the world
There's our
might
guy.
never recover. The world needs the Avatar.
Whoa.
It needs you, Aang.
That's different.
The Fire Nation has destroyed everything in their path. If the world is gonna have any chance, it's gonna need Aang.
Right. There goes the savior of the world.
I chased down every hint of the Avatar. It's my destiny.
I'm not someone who can stop the Fire Nation.
We got them all.
I don't want
jacked
the
up.
responsibility.
You don't have to do this alone. You have me, Tara, and a flying ball of fur. What more do you need?
Whoa. That's
Whoa.
her. Yeah. That's her thing.
Remember what it is we're really fighting for. The ones
Nice.
love.
I'm the Avatar, and I'm gonna save the world
Oh!
with my friends.
Nice.
Yes! Boomy!
He's back. Oh, the bending is just so awesome in this. Oh, it's gonna do it. Let's see it. Oh, they teased us. He thought something else. My level, folks, my
all
level
right.
of relief cannot be measured.
All right,
now.
run it back. We're gonna start back over right now.
And
Okay,
at
stop
that.
right there. Stop right there.
Look at this shit.
Okay,
look at that army.
look at that
Smoke
shot.
Snacks. Oh my
The-
god!
I mean, but look at the head, the ornamentation of that ship. It is
he's just a little excited.
a little
folks.
bit. You think? I am so pumped. That is just wild. Talk about an
Goosebumps.
opening scene. I mean, absolutely insane.
And then
On a dark path.
Now, I want to stop when we get to it on the
Look at
different
that,
creatures,
just-
but
yeah, well, we definitely will.
Never recover.
Thinking they did Appa a little bit better than M Night did.
the bending is just awesome.
Yeah,
in
just
this.
I guess I can scrub it a little.
back. Yeah,
Look
Look
just
at
look
that.
at
That is
that.
unbelievable.
That looks so much better.
Look, the attention to detail.
all
You
the
can see like
shadowing.
the base of where it's coming out of the hand, and then it's spreading out.
Yep.
I mean, it's just wild.
It needs you, Aang.
And then just
and then there's our shot. There's the big opener. Oh, it's not Jasper, but I guess it'll work.
And what I'm loving so far too is the music that they're playing in the background, the chanting. And remember, that's the end credits. That's the music that would play would do that chanting. So and then they incorporated the theme song even more later on. I'll point it out too. But
The Fire Nation has destroyed everything in their path.
That,
Just look at that.
This guy
Looks
is
like a Fire Lord.
legend. This
Yep.
dude is one of the top like Japanese Asian badass actors in the world. A perfect. Okay, who are you going to get for a more perfect casting for this role? Find me a better cast
James
for the
Hong?
Fire Lord.
younger,
but a
yes,
younger James
But seriously, find me a better cast for the Fire Lord than this guy. I mean, you have a
Perfect.
small handful of famous actors that would fit for this, and this guy is beyond perfect.
Just like
Okay, so look, we got the buckbeak style creatures.
Okay,
there.
we might as well leave this right there. Or with
right,
Look
there.
at
So,
that.
I mean,
Right there.
and-
Look at
and
that.
They look good. They don't look cheesy or corny. The CGI looks nice. I'm so relieved, folks.
let's just and pause right there on Zuko.
Prince Zuko.
Okay,
Just look at
another
that.
just when you watch the animated series and then you see him, this is exactly what you think. I like that for his, and we can't see his other ear, but I like that for the burn around the eyes.
I think we get a little bit better view, but
pretty close to the comic, and I was wondering if what they were going to do for a live action was make it seem as if more of like
I didn't know if they were going to go like Dwight with it from Walking Dead.
The way like the way a skin texture would be if it was burnt, which it doesn't look like they did in this shot.
If the world is going to have any chance, it's going to need Aang.
Oh, then just look at that shot. I think that's him going to one of the temples.
It's got to be going to the air temple, I would think. All that stuff was right here.
So then this is ripped straight. Everybody knows straight from the intro to the cartoon. Ding.
Okay, let's pause right there.
Sokka's eating and he's got some humor.
Sokka's eating and he has some
got
humor.
two things
that was
too that
one
he's
of,
eating.
There was multiple things with the first one that were wrong. One, we've discussed this. We've discussed this before. It is implied in Avatar: The Last Airbender that Sokka and Katara are they're Inuit, right? The Northern Water Tribe, they're Inuit, and they just casp Jasper from Twilight. Oh, you know what? They're Inuit, but let's just cast the
He could have
whitest
been all
dude.
right, but they gave him like one quip.
The
entire
whitest
movie.
dude we can find, also from Twilight, which I love. We're not going to get into that, but and then they took away all his humor. Like that's what made Sokka such Sokka. I get it so confused now. The other piece of crap threw me off. Sokka
looks just like it.
It looks exactly like it. I mean, even he nailed
facial structure.
It's like the guy studied the facial expressions too.
I'm betting he did.
And I just I was so just let down. I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed.
I told you you were going to be.
And
But
He was the savior of the world.
Not just eating.
perfect.
That's totally him.
And then look at that shot. Just that must be one of these chasing.
Yes.
I chased
And
Okay.
there's Uncle
Again,
Iroh.
perfect casting.
I mean, that's Uncle Iroh.
Yep.
That's Uncle Iroh. He is perfect. And I'm sure there's already somewhere out there on the internet, somebody's going to do it after this trailer, do side-by-sides with the cartoon. And it just, for my sake, why don't we do side-by-sides with the original cartoon and then the first live action?
And now
just
this one.
see
A lot of
where we
people
went
deny
wrong.
that ever
down
happened.
every hint of the Avatar.
Oh, then the classic looking for him.
Oh, look at that.
Now,
It's my destiny.
Nah, I like this shot.
can you go back, Andrew, to the board where he had everything pinned up? I just want to see if there's any details on there that we might have missed. Looks like just the map.
So kind of so there's the world map over there. There's one
Okay, so
picture
not-
of him, another picture.
The Avatar.
That
I
is
love
cool.
the armor there.
See there, it's not all the way to his ear as you saw.
Yeah,
But then
it's just-
look at just the fireballs coming off.
that bending is just wild.
I'm not
So whether they did this digitally or not, and this guy's a phenomenal actor, so I'm sure if they told him, "Hey, we need you to get in great shape," you can only do so much digitally. But the fact that this guy not only is the perfect casting for this, but Witten got all jacked up is awesome.
one who can stop the Fire Nation.
There
that's
he must
the-
be with.
Responsibility.
I just like the way that
I mean, it looks like a tattoo, right?
Yeah.
It looks
And
like a real tattoo.
proper. Not the
Not
symbols that they did in
Yeah, it
M.
looks like
Night.
a legitimate tattoo, and it looks exactly like what he had.
So look at
They're
Appa
gonna
right
tease us
there.
a little bit with that. Oh, look at that!
Look at that.
Oh, it
Looks
looks
so much
so
better.
perfect,
So
man.
much better.
That was, I think, the
Well, that's one of the hard things to do is to make Appa look
well. I mean,
decent live action.
Yeah, and I think it's a twofold problem. One, even the animated when you do live action, granted you are working off an animated character that's non-existent, so you have no actual lifelike things to
base it off of.
base it off of or mirror it off of. But I think we can all agree that this is infinitely better. And look, I hate to keep going back to the first movie because
What movie? That didn't happen.
but you have to, because it's like
Up there with pacifier.
it's like the cartoon took you on this ride to the top and live action, and I mean you couldn't have been dropped any lower. I mean that is what happens when you break through rock bottom and go to whatever is below that.
Me, Tara, and a flying ball of fur.
And
What more do you need?
And
Momo!
right there.
You gotta love it.
So perfect.
that looks like the casting is unbelievable, and I know for a lot of other people it's crazy, but
It's
especially
like if
for
you did that
soccer.
app on your phone where it turns the person into a cartoon,
Yeah.
it would look exactly
Yeah.
like the cartoon we used to see. Now, this stuff.
This is right there because remember he can sniff out anything he wants, you know.
Oh.
And it looks, and I love the tease of it. They're not showing
They're
all of
not
it, but
showing
that
the
is
full thing.
that right there looks amazing.
Let's pause there. How badass does she look? I mean,
Got her tattoos.
wow. That is again just another, and I don't care if I sound like a broken record here because my expectations were high, and the casting for her character, I mean, she just looks the
Totally
part.
looks the part.
Needs you.
What is
Look at
that
that thing.
thing?
God, I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue, yeah, but I remember what it is. But yeah,
Remember,
man, look at him doing
it
some
is
air bending.
really
That's what I've liked is they've really been teasing that. Then here we get to see some nice fighting.
You're gonna need a
So
quick
the
pause
fire
here.
bending.
Look at that. And then you get to see him do a little bit of flying here.
Yep,
They
there's
teased it a little
the-
bit before
there's
that too.
All the rails in the Earth City there.
Family. Again. Family. And then
I
there
mean,
we
right
go.
there, Zuko's in the mask. Oh, is that awesome?
The teaser they gave us there was Zuko being
And
in
then,
the mask.
The Avatar.
and
and I'm
Aang
gonna
dropping the
save
boom right here.
That's awesome.
And then he's got his staff. Is just, oh, that is so perfect right there.
Oh, we get a good look of Appa's face.
Yep.
And there's Boomy.
Okay.
And there's Boomy.
So the earth bending in the
Looks a lot better too.
Yeah, well, and again, this is, I think they saw what One Piece did, and I don't know what the film schedule was or when they were making it or whatever, but like, look, One Piece was an absolute monster on Netflix, and it was incredible. And I think Netflix saw this like, look, we can do better with Avatar. People love it.
Absolutely.
We can make this work.
Well, that must be during his fight with Boomy before he discovers that it is Boomy. Spoiler alert. And then look at the water bending.
Look at
And then
that.
Now, that one was going to be tricky to do, I think. the
That
water bending.
let's a big shout out to our guy, the answer there, for pausing at this particular moment. Solid work answer, because that
Look at
right
that.
there.
The fire and the ice, so to speak.
awesome.
But I mean, this is going to be just. And then there's our
Jet?
yes, there's
Yep.
Jet because you can tell by
Yeah, we
his-
didn't really get a good look at him, but I'm going to
But
assume it was
I love it because they do a little teases. You know, you can see it right there.
strategically placed fireball there.
Oh, just
Oh my God!
They
Look at
tease
how
us.
cool that is. Just a little tease on the
so when they
Avatar
did that,
stage.
that's when I got the biggest goosebumps. That's where the goosebumps were on top of the goosebumps.
February
I mean-
22nd.
Is it February 22nd yet? Are you guys not entertained? I mean, as the biggest fan, I mean, I'm so glad that they watched it along with all of us again and they fell in love with it just as much as I did. I cannot wait for this show.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even have to wait that long for it to get the mistake corrected. For us, it's like it was like no big
You guys,
deal.
it was like 6 months.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, but I mean,
we had to wait
10 years.
Yeah, we waited. We've been waiting this thing out for what seems like forever.
I think the original movie came out in 2010. You
Yeah.
bastards.
It's been a while.
The biggest thing I'm feeling right now is relief. I'm such a sigh of relief here. I'm so glad that everything looks like this is going to be another in the version of One Piece, like another hit. And I don't want to necessarily compare it to One Piece, but let's be honest, that one absolutely delivered for Netflix. It was based off an anime, very similar kind of, not story, but the way it made it to where it was is similar. And look, you get the right people involved, and this is what you get. It's awesome.
I have to imagine, and this I might be going out on a limb here a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked if this became Netflix's #1 of all time. I wouldn't be shocked. You have audiences that have been just fired up for this for how many years? They've given us
At
enough.
least 6 months.
We've been waiting for this for months. There's enough in the teaser trailer, in this official trailer, to I think comfortably just let everybody know that this is going to be awesome. Now, my biggest concern, if I can say I have a concern, is that Netflix is probably going to drop this all at once.
Oh, yeah.
And for the sake of how we record, it's going
to be tough.
We'll have
for
it
me.
done fast,
gonna be
but
tough for
I
me.
don't think we're going to sit and binge, 8 or how many episodes is it? 8?
I can't remember.
Yeah. Well,
Let
that's
us know in the comments for sure.
Yeah,
but
that's
otherwise-
another question too, is how many seasons are they going to do? Because, to properly tell the story, to not try to compress everything so much. I just hope they have the foresight to know.
Do you think
that they
they'll
have
do a season per book, or?
I could see that, or depending on how many episodes they do, they would either do. I mean, because you could actually do it, because remember we did have a couple side missions that really didn't help the story move along. I mean, there
And
was
they were
little
like
tiny
20-minute episodes.
there was
too.
tiny bits and pieces that helped the main story, but they had those side quests.
I think a season.
So I could see that.
I think a season per book makes the most sense. And look, one of the other things that I apologize if we don't have the numbers right off the top of the head. Did we know how long these were going to be? Because if these are all,
I'm guessing they're probably
if there's 6 or 8 episodes and they're all 45 minutes to an hour or a little bit longer, then we're getting some legitimate content as far as how much time we get to sit and watch this. But I mean, every gripe that you have from the original, the casting, the way the special effects played out for the bending, the fact that they try to jam half the storyline into one book, the lack of emotion, the lack of energy, the way they did Appa. I mean, everything that it was like they sat down and said, okay, the cartoon was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that in live action. But at the same time, let's take a look at all the gripes that people had from the original one. And it seems like they've gotten everything. And I just feel like I couldn't tell you the last time I was this excited for a show.
Yeah,
and I've waited a whole 6 months.
Yeah, and they clearly have the right people on board. So, like as Oak said, we've been waiting for 6 months for this, and it feels like forever.
Guys, I've waited.
We feel your pain. We're waiting.
I've waited since 2008, as I believe, when it ended. I've been waiting that long for this because I was so excited for the first movie, and it's such a letdown. And so this is going to hopefully totally redeem itself, so I can definitely not wait.
This is so. When you think about how exciting this is, you have look. We're in our 40s, and we are this excited about it. Now you have people, and
30s.
Answer's only a little bit younger. I was talking about me and Quinn.
I
The
know.
newbies tell this. Answer's been waiting how many years?
Yeah.
So I'm sure there was people who watched the original animated series when they were in their 30s and 40s that are now in their 50s, maybe in their 60s, who are excited about this. This is absolutely something where if you didn't watch the original animation, like look at us, we didn't look at us. We didn't watch One Piece, any of the 1,000 episodes. We're going to get to them. You can believe that. But how much fun did we have in the animated series, and how sucked in were we
With
to
the
that
live
story
action. Yeah.
with the live action?
Yeah.
And so I think what's going to happen with this is I think you're going to have an entirely new generation. And it looks like, for the most part, from what I can tell, it looks like it's going to be pretty PG. Now, granted, there's certain things they probably wouldn't show in the trailer, but this is something where you can have a 10 or a 12-year-old or an 8-year-old watch this, and visually you are bringing this story in this universe to a whole new audience, and you're refreshing it and re-delivering it in the package that fans deserve for the diehards. And I think this is one of those movies, whether you're 8 or 68 years old, I think people are going to love this. And I really think this particular show on Netflix is going to absolutely bridge generations of fans. And this is a big thing to throw out. I would not be surprised if this is Netflix's biggest series, most successful series of all time.
I hope so.
I think everything else they've put out, is a little bit more audience specific.
Right.
And I think this is just, it's for everybody.
Yeah, it covers
People that watched it when they were younger, when it was on the first time, people that watched it again when the world did what it did, because that's when it got that's when it got reborn, and everyone rediscovered it again and watched it then with their kids maybe or their younger siblings, and now you're you're right.
It's like going to a Kiss concert. You got 16-year-olds and 80-year-olds, and everybody's rocking.
It's gonna bring everybody together. We definitely cannot wait. 10 out of 10 on the excitement scale. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course the answer. We can't wait to see this one February 22nd.